Hello, this is Dr. Manisha More, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about functions in Python. As we know, the functions are of two types. One is built-in function. It is also called as library functions or predefined functions. And another one is user-defined function. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about how we can create our own function. So what is mean by function? Function is nothing but it is a self-contained block, a code block we can write to perform a specific task. This is called a function. For example, if we say or if we take the predefined function or built-in function or the library function in Python, such as print function. So what is the use of print function? This function is used to display something or to display the result on the screen. Then count function. What is the use of count function? It is used to count the total number of elements or the occurrence of that particular element in a particular sequence. Min max function is there, which is used to find the minimum value and maximum value. Uppercase, lowercase function is there, which is used to convert your text or your string into the uppercase and lowercase. So these are some built-in functions. So Python is rich source of built-in functions which are used for a specific purpose to perform a specific task. And what is the purpose of that particular function? Compiler know the function or the purpose of that function. So whenever we use, for example, if we use the print function, so you can see here I have used the print function, and with the help of print function, I want to display something on the screen. So result is going to display on the screen, and whenever I will use this print function, so compiler will perform the task to display the text or display the result on the screen. So this is the functionality of this print function, or this is the purpose of this print function. So all these functions we can use to perform a specific task. And about the predefined function or the library function, the because of these are predefined and precompiled, so compiler know its meaning and its purpose, for what purpose user can use this function. So compiler will help you to perform that related task with the help of that particular function. Same way, we can create our own functions by writing the name, by giving the name. We can give the name for our own function. We can define our function, and that function we can use again and again in our program wherever required. So we can give the instruction to the compiler that this is a particular code we have created for us, and we with the help of this particular code or code block we are going to perform a particular task. And with the calling of the function, we can call the function wherever required, and with the help of that calling function we can perform a related task. So function is nothing but it is a self-contained block which is written to perform a specific task. Now, how we can define our own functions? Before that, what are the features of the function? So, most important feature of the function is reusability of code. Reusability of code means what? So once you have written the function, once you have defined the function and you have written a particular code to perform a task, then that function can be used many times in your program. You can use it to perform a related task. It is not required to write that same code again and again for same operation. So you can just call the function. So this is, you can see this is the calling syntax of the function. So through the function call, you can perform the related task, and it helps us to reduce the writing task again and again. So the reusability of the code is most important feature of the functions. The second function is, for example, if you are working on a complex task or a big size project, then that project or that problem you can divide into the sub parts or sub functions or sub modules, and in this way and the related method you can write only in that sub function or sub part, and in this way this will help you to reduce the complexity of the program, and you can use these sub functions, and you can call these sub functions to perform the related task. When you say the reusability of the function, so when you use the same code again and again without writing it again and again through the calling of the function, you are using the same code. So the writing task you are avoiding, as well as you are saving your memory. Unnecessarily same code if you write again and again, then your memory will be waste. So you can avoid the wasting of the memory with the help of the functions. So you just call the function, and through the calling of the function you can perform a related task which you have written in that particular function. Now let's see the syntax, how you can declare your own function. So here you can see the syntax to declare the function. So in C and C plus programming, you have seen the function declaration methods. So first we declare the function, then we define the function, and then we call the function. So your code, whatever the code you have written in your function and the operation you want with the help of your function, this code has no effect. For example, you can see here, this is the code block. So whatever the code you will write or the operation you want to perform, it has no effect unless and until you will call your function. So first you have to declare the function, you have to define the function, and in the function definition you can write all the statement or all the code through which you want to perform the operation. Okay, and then to execute your statement, to execute your code block and return the result or display the result on the screen, you must have to call your function. So two important tasks you have to remember. First, you have to define your function. So how we can define your function? So with the help of def keyword, we are going to define our function. So def is a keyword which is used to define the user defined function, and this keyword followed by the name of the function. So the name of the function is given by the user as per his or her choice. He or she can give the name of the function, and function always come with the parenthesis. So you can see here parenthesis. So in the parenthesis you can pass the parameters. So functions are declared with the argument or without the argument. So list of parameters, if there are some parameters, then the list of parameters you can pass into the parenthesis of the function. And then the colon is used. So colon is used to terminate the method or to terminate the block. So यहाँ पे जैसे कि हम C and C प्लस लैंग्वेज में ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग करली ब्रैकेट लिखते थे, विद इन ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग करली ब्रैकेट we write the block of that method or block of that function. But यहाँ पे in Python we are not going to use the curly brackets. The colon is also the part of the syntax, and after the colon you have to press the enter key, and once you press the enter key, automatically you will get the indentation. So for this method also you have to follow the indentation. Indentation is nothing but the white space before writing the or before beginning the code block. And then code block is nothing but the statement or the group of statement that you can write here to perform a specific task. And then you can return a value. With the help of return keyword, you can return a value. So something is to be returned to the function. So you can return that value with the help of this return keyword. So this is the syntax to define your user-defined function. DEF keyword. So this keyword is used to define the user-defined function. Then this DEF followed by the name of the function. You can give the name for your function as per your choice, and then but while giving the name for your function, you cannot use keyword as your function name. You cannot start your function name with the numeric values. So you have to follow the variable declaration rules while giving the name for your function, and then pair of parentheses. In that you have to pass the list of parameter if any, and then colon, it is part of syntax, and then indentation, code line, beginning of the code. Before beginning of the code you have to follow the indentation. It is nothing but white space, and then you can write the statements that through which you want to perform the operation. And if you want to return something to the function, then you can use the return keyword. Then, as I said, or I have mentioned that your code has whatever the operation you want to perform through this code block, it has no effect unless and until you call your function. So this is the calling of the function. How you can call the function? Just write the name of the function. Whatever the function you have declared, just you have to take the name of that function and pair of parentheses. So this is called calling of the function. इसको बोलेंगे हम calling function. And what is this? Function declaration. Okay. So this is the syntax to declare the user-defined function. Now let's see the simple example based on this syntax. We have to follow this syntax to declare our own user-defined function. And now this is the simple example. So in this example, I have created the function, user-defined function. The name of my function is addition. Okay, and how I have declared this function? With the help of def keyword, I have declared my function. The name of my function is addition. And in the syntax, we have used the pair of parentheses. So function always come with the pair of parentheses, and in the parentheses you can pass the list of parameters. So in this function you can see A and B are the parameters that I have used in my function. So if one parameter, if many parameters you are using in the function declaration, then all the parameters are separated with the help of comma. So comma के साथ आपको वो सब पैरामीटर्स को सेपरेट करना है. Then what, this is the code block of the function. What I want to perform? So through this addition function, this is my function. This is user defined function. Why it is user defined function? Because I have defined this function with the help of def keyword, and compiler will understand with the help of def whatever the name you will write. So this will be considered as a user defined function. Okay, now what operation I want to perform? So I want to perform the addition of a and b, the two parameters that I have passed in the function parenthesis. I want to perform the addition of both the parameters. So I'm storing the sum or the addition into the sum variable, and then with the help of so print is the built-in function. Addition is the user-defined function. Difference between both the function. Print function is predefined and precompiled function, and this addition function is user-defined function. User has defined it with the help of def keyword. Okay. So with the help of print function, I have displayed my result. So whatever the sum of a and b, the parameter I have passed in the addition function, I have stored the sum into the sum variable, and then I have displayed the sum onto the screen. But our result will not going to display whatever the processing statement we have written, that will not execute unless and until we call our function, because the function code has no any effect unless and until you will call your function. So this is the calling function. So in this call, यहाँ पे फंक्शन में देख सकते हैं आप, कुछ भी वैल्यू नहीं पास किया है. I have list of parameter, but there is no any value. So how I can give the value and how addition will be performed, because we have only variables, but in that variable nothing is stored. So how we can pass the value, how we can give the value, so that values we can give with the help of function call method. So this is the function, user defined function, and I have called it with passing the value. So whenever you will execute, for example, I am executing this code and addition, you can see here result of these two variables. So 20 plus 30 is equal to 50. This is the result. And result where I have stored the result in the sum variable. And then sum variable is displayed here. So first, what compiler, how the execution takes place of this code. So compiler क्या करेगा, सबसे पहले वो फंक्शन कॉल में आएगा, वो देखेगा कुछ नाम लिखा है यूजर ने, पैरेंथेसिस है, इसका मतलब क्या है, ये फंक्शन है, फंक्शन में दो वैल्यू दिया है, तो ये कंपाइलर पहले सबसे पहले देखेगा. तो ये एडिशन फंक्शन कहाँ पे डिक्लेयर किया है, प्रॉपरली डिफाइन किया है क्या, तो ये फंक्शन कंपाइलर देखेगा. तो इसको देखिएगा भाई, यहाँ पे दिया है प्रॉपरली फंक्शन डिफाइन किया है. देन कंपाइलर देखेगा कि फंक्शन कॉल के पैरेंथेसिस में क्या किया है, यूजर ने दो वैल्यू पास किया है. तो दो वैल्यू पास अगर किया है, तो लिस्ट ऑफ पैरामीटर यूजर ने डिफाइन किया है क्या, ये देखेगा कंपाइलर. तो इसको मिलेंगे दो वेरिएबल हमने लिए हैं, दो वैल्यू दिया है, तो दो पैरामीटर भी यहाँ पे लेने चाहिए, तो वो लिया है. तो प्रॉपरली सिंटैक्स फॉलो हो गया, nothing will be there, means compiler will not show any error. Then compiler will come here in the next statement. What is the next statement? This is code block of the function. Sum is equal to a plus b. Now what compiler will do? Whatever the two values we have passed in the function call, the first value will be stored into the a variable or a parameter. Second value will be stored into the b parameter. And in this way, a plus b, that is 20 plus 30, the addition will be performed and will be stored into the sum variable, and in this way we have displayed the result, and this is the result. The addition of two numbers is 50. So this is the simple demonstration of the syntax of user defined function. First, we have to define the function. We have to declare the function. Function we can declare with the parameter or without the parameters. Then we have to write the code block, whatever the operation we want to perform, that we have to write into the function body, and then this code will have the effect only when we call our function. So this is the function calling, and for the function call, indentation is not required. You can see here, if you follow the indentation, compiler will show the error, nothing will be displayed, because function call is the separate method, so it has not required the indentation. So when you will execute your code, you will get the output. So this is the simple demonstration of user defined function. We can define our function with the help of def keyword, then we can write the code to perform the task, and then we can call the function and we can pass the value to perform the operation and display the result. Thank you.